A Shade of Green. Author, Rya Jetha. Illustrator, Sourav Sarkar. As soon as Nayantara gets off the school bus, she knows something is wrong. The stagnant gray air weaves its way into her eyes, her nose, her mouth, her ears. "Ma, I'm home," says Nayantara. "Have you seen what it's like outside?" she says, gasping for breath. "It's the pollution," Ma says. "The air quality index is supposed to be between 50 and 100. Today it is 463. Schools are shut for the next few days, and the government says we shouldn't leave the house." Nayantara and her friend Aliza aren't happy. They had planned to play football in the park. Looking at the gray-brown world outside the window, Nayantara tells Aliza that she misses the fresh air. "Me too," says Aliza. "I dreamt last night that I lived in a house in the treetops. The oxygen around me was pure and fresh. But trees only produce oxygen during the day. What will happen at night when the trees spew carbon dioxide?" asks Ma with a smile. "My dream didn't have those details planned out," Aliza giggles. "Aliza," Nayantara says suddenly, "let's invent an artificial leaf that only breathes out oxygen. That way, we will have an endless supply of fresh air." Aliza imagines a forest full of artificial leaves, pumping out fresh oxygen, day and night, for the world to breathe. "Invent our own leaf?" asks Aliza doubtfully. "Yes. A photosynthesis machine," says Nayantara. "A machine that takes in sunlight and carbon dioxide and gives out oxygen and also creates energy. The way a plant does. It might actually work. What do you say, Ma?" Ma thinks about it for a minute. "It would be complicated, but it could work." The girls start writing down the details. Carbon dioxide plus water, in the presence of sunlight, gives glucose and oxygen. Sedilla, the plant, splits water molecules to generate hydrogen and oxygen. Sedilla oxygen is released into the atmosphere, while hydrogen combines with carbon dioxide within the plant. Sedilla glucose is created and used by the plant as food. The girls take Ma's help and begin researching on how to create leaves that spout oxygen day and night. An artificial leaf will need a catalyst that can use light energy from the sun to split water into oxygen and hydrogen, Ma says. The hydrogen and oxygen need to be kept apart once they split up, or else the gases could cause an explosion. So we need a membrane to separate the oxygen from hydrogen, says Nayantara. It's not easy trying to create an artificial leaf. No, it is not easy, but imagine an artificial leaf will give us all the oxygen we need. Not only that, the glucose it produces can also provide chemical energy. Imagine producing electricity from all that glucose fuel. Aliza tells Nayantara. Think about what this would mean. Nayantara says. Remote villages will have electricity all the time. Children will not have to struggle to study in poorly lit rooms. Small factories can be set up without worrying about power. Nayantara's mother tells the girls that a scientist at Harvard University in USA has been trying to create an artificial leaf that converts sunlight into electricity. But a lot more work is needed for it to become the real thing. What does this artificial leaf look like? Aliza asks. Almost like a sandwich. It has silicon, cobalt and nickel, and only needs water to create energy, says Ma. She also tells them that scientists are working on finding methods to store the energy it generates. Aliza and Nayantara are excited that researchers far away are working on such an artificial leaf. They picture a world full of such a technology, where machines won't spew black smoke. Air will not be heavy and thick. The skies will not be gray. Imagine a world without petrol pumps, Aliza says. Imagine aeroplanes and cars with artificial leaves on their roofs. One day, all we will need is sunlight and water, and an artificial leaf will be able to create fuel and oxygen. The girls look out of the window and dream of a house with a big artificial leaf on its roof. Sedilla artificial leaf technology is promising. Nathan Lewis at Caltech and Daniel Nacera at Harvard University, in the USA, are racing to create the first artificial leaf. Sedilla, while one stream of research wants to create a leaf that will harness sunlight into hydrogen, the other stream of research is looking at harnessing sunlight to produce carbon-containing fuels that can replace petrol. Sedilla, these products will be stored in tanks and fed into a fuel cell when electricity is needed. Sedilla, the most efficient plants barely convert more than 1% of the sunlight into stored energy. The artificial leaf plans to change that. Sedilla, the challenge is to create devices that can collect, store and use the gases produced by the artificial leaf.